Coming up on This Week in Torrance, the unofficial election results are in, and while some familiar faces return to serve another term, the city also welcomes 2 new members onto the City Council. CitiCABLE has exclusive interviews with each of the projected winners of the local election. Plus, we'll tell you which Torrance hospital was ranked one of the best to work at. Then a biennial event brings thousands to the city yard. We'll take you there for the festivities. And students from West High prove they can balance good grades while giving back to their community. We'll introduce you to the team of local seal bearers. These stories and much more are just seconds away. The local news starts right now. Hello and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun Ben McCain has the week off. Thanks so much for joining us. Here are your top stories. The June 5th statewide primaries brought voters to the polls, and here in Torrance, many kept close tabs on local ballot returns as the mayor's seat and 3 council seats were up for grabs. With 100% of the precincts counted for Mayor-elect Patrick Furey had the most number of votes with 46% in his favor. His opponent's former Councilman Tom Brewer came in second with nearly 39% of the votes, and Ron Riggs came in third with 15% of the votes. Reporter Hibah Samad was at Furey's watch party on election night and got this exclusive interview.
A lot of hard work goes into this. How does it feel that the community is rallying behind you once again for another 4-year term?
It actually validates what we've been doing. The work that we're putting forth is actually in their vision, and they see it, and apparently they agree with it if they're giving us another 4 years to complete the task.
Thanks so much, Hibah. Mayor-elect Furey will serve his second and last term, which will finish out in 2022. He is the 8th mayor elected to the City of Torrance. And there were several close races here in Torrance as the excitement and tension grew for 6 candidates vying for 3 spots on the dais. According to LAVote.net, the projected top 3 winners of the city council races are incumbent Tim Goodrich with 21.4% of the votes, and newcomers George Chen with 18.82% and Aurelio Mattucci with 18.47%. Councilman Goodrich, who held his watch party at Tortilla Cantina in downtown Torrance, celebrated as the top vote getter and says he is looking forward to serving the Torrance residents once again. Here's an exclusive interview.
Well, the new priorities, keep public safety at the forefront here in the city, keep our status as the 10th safest mid-sized city in America, perhaps even enhance it. And then my pet project is going to be bringing technology companies to the City of Torrance, set us up well for revenues in the future so that we can continue to enjoy the services that we currently have and enhance them for the residents as well.
Then across town, George Chen celebrated his win with 7,814 votes at a private party. Chen is a retired senior program manager from Raytheon with a 33-year career with the aircraft company. He says his top priorities range from infrastructure to maintaining safe and secure community. A longtime Torrance resident, Chen says it was his calling to serve the Torrance community and that as an immigrant of Taiwan, he is living the American dream.
It was great. I feel like our message got out. The campaign communicated with the community. The community understood that exactly what you said. Though we've never ran for public office before, however, it appears that the community understood that my life and professional experience was very relevant and very transferable to government of the city. And, you know, I'm hoping that they saw the passion and the energy and the vision that I had for the city, and you know, their voice spoke up, and they're giving me an opportunity and honor to serve, you know, the rest of the council.
And with the 3rd highest votes, Aurelio Mattucci will take a seat on the dais come mid-July. As a small business owner, he hopes to bring change to infrastructure, focus on the coyote issue, and fiscal responsibility.
I love Torrance. Torrance is just, it's like, it's my baby, you know, and I want to protect it. I want to make sure, you know, when my slogan, a cleaner and safer Torrance, I really truly mean that. It's not just a campaign thing to get elected. It's my mission, and I intend to do everything I can in my powers to make sure that Torrance remains clean, it remains safe, and I think we've neglected some parts of Torrance, especially some parts of Torrance, and I intend to do something about that.
The election results will be made official July 3rd, followed by a swearing-in ceremony to take place on July 10th. Be sure to mark your calendars and tune in for the live meeting seen only here on Torrance CitiCABLE. And some other big results of the night included the two top candidates for the gubernatorial race, Senate, Assembly, and House of Representatives. In just 5 months, California's Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom and Republican businessman John Cox will face off in the general elections. Another big race many watch closely included the Senate race as Dianne Feinstein and Kevin De Leon advanced the November ballot. And U.S. Representative Ted Lieu and Republican Kenneth Weston Wright will have a chance at a rematch in the 33rd District. And Democrat incumbent Maxine Waters will run against Omar Navarro to represent the 43rd Congressional District. Then for the state Senate seat in District 26, the top candidates with the most number of votes were Ben Allen and Barron Bruno. Then for the 66th District Assembly race, Democrat Mattucci and former Torrance Mayor Frank Scotto will advance to the general election come November. For more information on election results, go to votersedge.org. The City of Torrance broke ground on a long-awaited project. Reporter Hibah Samad has this story.
But a state-of-the-art, multimodal transportation hub that would be a true regional presence.
And this is exactly what the new Torrance Transit Park and Ride Regional Terminal will be after 14 years in the making. Torrance Transit Director Kim Turner kicked off the groundbreaking ceremony, along with Governor Jerry Brown, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti, other state leaders, and city officials.
And eventually, when we have our complete rail system through Los Angeles County, you'll be able to come here and go any place in Los Angeles County and without driving.
And breaking ground on the Torrance terminal, Furey says, has been a dream of his for the past 10 years. Located on Crenshaw Boulevard just south of Del Amo Boulevard, it'll be home to 15,000 square feet of space, including a place for 8 bus berths, a 250-car parking lot, and much more. But the celebration wasn't only about the center, but also getting one step closer to making the South Bay Greenline Extension from Redondo Beach to Torrance a reality.
To get that $231 million means a lot. SB1 is really going to do a great job for the City of Torrance.
Assemblyman Mattucci and other officials were behind Senate Bill 1 that will give nearly a dozen transit and commuter rail projects significant funding through raised state gas taxes to pay for new transportation infrastructure.
It's also a big win for the environment. Less cars on the road, less pollution, less greenhouse gas emissions. And finally, this is a big win for local jobs. Thousands of construction jobs will be created with this major investment in infrastructure.
We're here to celebrate the chance we might spend an extra few minutes with our daughter, tucking her in, with our friends, falling in love with someone, going to a concert, or building a new 15 rapid transit lines, the most of a single city in American history, and with that 787,000 non-exportable middle-class good jobs are going to be right here, including in Torrance with this incredible transit center.
While the Green Line extension does not have a route just yet, officials say they do know that these two projects will make commuting easier.
California was a place that for 10,000 years, maybe even 20,000 years, never had more than 300,000 people. Now we got 40 million. We got 40 million people, 32 million vehicles, and people are driving those vehicles almost 1 billion miles a month.
This will be the terminus, and it will feed into the Crenshaw Corridor line as well at the LAX station. So again, it will provide a vital service to make connections also to another rail line.
Turner says it'll give commuter options.
We are looking to provide excitement on our plaza. We'll have 8 bus bays. We'll have services from other agencies throughout the region, such as Metro, South Bay Cities, Gardena Bus, as well as Beach City Transit.
Green Line Extension will have more than 11,000 estimated daily boardings by 2027.
This is helpful to all of our cities in the South Bay.
Excitement as Torrance moves into the future of one-of-a-kind transportation. For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Hibah Samad.
Thanks, Hibah. The Torrance Transit Center is expected to be complete in 2019. Each year, the Torrance Transit serves nearly 3.9 million passengers. A new program is being relaunched to help restaurants prove they are managing their waste properly. The city's Community Development Department is relaunching the Clean Bay Certified program that was on hiatus. But this time around, it will have a self-certification option that allows restaurant owners to complete their own environmentally friendly inspection by checking off the items on the checklist. Then a program coordinator from the city will go out to the restaurant to confirm the checklist. The ultimate goal is for businesses to receive a congratulatory letter and a Clean Bay decal to display on their front window next to their health grade. The Santa Monica Bay Restoration Commission launched the Clean Bay Restaurant Program in 2008. It recognizes restaurants that go above and beyond what is required by law to prevent ocean pollution. If you're interested in becoming Clean Bay certified, you will soon be able to download the checklist on torranceca.gov. Southern California Edison is looking to make communities across Southern California more environmentally friendly. The state of California recently approved its new program called Charge Ready Transport. Valued at $356 million, the program will install EV charging infrastructure at a minimum of 870 Southern California Edison customer sites by 2024. They will support the electrification of at least 8,490 medium and heavy-duty electric vehicles. At least 25% of the budget will be dedicated to vehicles operating at ports and warehouses. The transportation sector accounts for nearly half of California's greenhouse gas emissions and more than 80% of its air pollution. New statistics unveils homelessness across Los Angeles County has declined. The 2018 Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority showed that for the first time in 4 years, homelessness has decreased. The number of people living on the streets dropped 3% compared to the previous year. For the city of Los Angeles, numbers for homelessness decreased by 5%. The count was taken from January 23rd to the 25th across Los Angeles County earlier this year, with more than 8,500 volunteers participating. Results also show that homelessness amongst veterans dropped by 18% in LA. Youth housing placements increased by 43%. The study did find the number of people experiencing homelessness for the first time did increase. The City of Torrance also participated in the annual count, and results show that in the South Bay, homelessness increased by 3%. But officials say the overall decline in numbers were due to the resources available that year from Measure H, which helped provide bridge or temporary housing. $3.5 billion in Los Angeles County Measure H funds will be used to address homelessness over the next 10 years. Well, going to the Department of Motor Vehicle may be a dreaded trip, especially the long lines, but that may all soon change. The DMV announced that 40 of its locations around the state of California will offer limited services on select Saturdays beginning in June on the 16th and 23rd. Then the hours will become regular on the 1st and 3rd Saturdays starting July. Business hours will be from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Services may include driver's license processing, but there will be no behind-the-wheel exams offered on those days. Saturday appointments can be made 90 days in advance online or by calling 800-777-0133. The Torrance DMV is located on West 220th Street near Western Avenue. The Attic Teen Center in Torrance spread awareness to teens about the consequences of drinking and driving. For the first time, the Attic Advisory Committee teamed up with the Mothers Against Drunk Driving to host an event called Protect Your Future to bring awareness to teens about the dangers of driving under the influence, especially with prom season underway. Students produced a video and people in attendance were able to see a crashed car on site that was involved in a drunk driving accident. Mother Lily Trujillo, who lost her daughter Valentina in a car accident, talked to students.
I realized then there's many things that we do when we're young that maybe we shouldn't do. And it's not about not going to parties, not going out, not hanging out with your friends. But you have to know that friends don't put friends in danger. You start drinking, or any kind of drug that you do, just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it's going to affect your behavior and your thinking. And if you're under the influence of whatever, you're not in charge of who's going to take you home.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving is a nonprofit organization that supports people who have been affected by drunk drivers. Their mission is to reduce traffic fatalities. For more information, head to madd.org. The Special Olympics torch was relayed through the city of Torrance thanks to the help of our first responders. Commuters may have experienced some delays along Torrance Boulevard, but it was all for a good cause. As the annual Special Olympics Southern California Summer Games Olympic flame was relayed through various cities on its way to California State University, Long Beach. Members of the Torrance Police Department carried the torch through Torrance and stopped in front of City Hall for a short photo op. Soon after, they headed to Palos Verdes Boulevard, where the torch was handed off to members of the Redondo Beach Police Department. More than 1,100 athletes from across Southern California will compete in track and field, basketball, bocce, and swimming, and for the first time, flag football. The 2018 Special Olympics Summer Games start on June 8th through the 10th. Well, still ahead, female students from the Torrance Unified School District went head-to-head in a unique race. Plus, the 2019 Torrance Rose Float is already under construction. We'll be right back.
So we were walking to school. At the corner, we waited for the traffic light.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's smart,
I really want cheese pizza,
but
like at Luigi's.
sometimes her mind wanders.
They have this video game there, and Kate's got the high score. We should have a sleepover. Maybe I should pack my pajamas.
I remember saying, Laura? Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
When we finally got there,
she gave me a hug goodbye.
I really hope she doesn't have another bad day at
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
Torrance students were given a task of making a floating device out of cardboard and duct tape. Get ready, set, and go. Female students from 6 Torrance schools put their cardboard boats to the test at the 2nd annual Cardboard Regatta. This took place at the district's new aquatic center. Students had to construct a boat that day, an engineering challenge where students can work as a team to design, build, problem solve, and test their boats. The boats were made to hold the weight of 2 team members and paddle against another team to the end of the pool and back. The winners with the fastest heat times won the race.
I carved this wheel in the front of the ship, and it was just a part of the theme because we were pirates, and it was pretty cool to carve a wheel,
The final scores were based on creative theme, engineering design, and fastest time. Well, it's been 2 years since the last City Yard open house, and thousands were excited to be back to check out the latest services and resources and all the giveaways, too, the city has to offer. Reporter Roxana Paul was there and tells us more.
From babies to grandparents and everyone in between, everyone had an opportunity to enjoy a beautiful and memorable day at the City Yard's open house event.
Well, if you have boys, you know that they love trash trucks and street sweepers and anything that has a mechanical moving part.
There were nearly 40 outside vendors set up from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with nearly 2,500 people who came through the gates. The free event had demonstrations and displays of city vehicles and equipment. Even the city's cable channel, CitiCABLE, and many of their on-air talents were there to meet and greet the community. This was also a chance to learn more about the city's public transportation system.
This is the air brake system of a transit bus, and we're here to show the residents what the transit does, what transit mechanics, transit maintenance do. And we have some displays. We have a couple of buses that we employ for city service. And so, yeah, we're here showing tax dollars at work.
And for those who were hungry, food trucks were there to calm their appetite. And this year's car show counted with an impressive collection of 39 classic vehicles from 1923 up to 2015.
I kind of like the employee car show personally, but yeah, the employee car show is great.
And from the looks of it, the ones we enjoyed the most might have been the little ones.
The police cat. I like seeing the police motorcycle.
From taking pictures with officials to riding the police bike to playing games. They did it all. What did you like or enjoy the most?
Well, probably the goats.
The goats? Why is that?
It's because when I was like a kid, I used to love animals. And here's an animal right here, the goat.
Thanks, Roxana. In case you missed this event, not to worry, they plan to return in 2020. With 6 months to go until the next Tournament of Roses parade in Pasadena, the city is getting a head start and already building its much-anticipated float. Capturing the 2019 float theme, The Melody of Life, the Torrance Rose Float includes a saxophone and guitar. This year, they will have a live band perform on the float along with 8 riders. West High School student Justin Kim's concept was chosen to come to life. The float depicts musical symbols with the title, The Power of Music. Currently, the Torrance Rose Float Association is accepting applications for the Battle of the Band, and 3 finalists will be invited to perform for the association. Then the top band will be selected on August 7th. The deadline for the application process is June 29th. Chef Kelly Kim, owner of Yellow Fever Restaurants, made her way to the Torrance Farmers Market to create the largest soul bowl. Kim opened her first restaurant across from the Torrance Crossroads on Crenshaw Boulevard, and the food showcases her love for everything Asian, the food and the culture. And visitors got a chance to taste some of her popular dishes. Each large bowl could serve at least 25 people, and Kim and her crew made enough for 400 testers. The Soul Bowl was her take on the Korean bibimbap bowl, and it had all of the favorites: a fried egg, marinated flat iron steak, steamed kale, Asian slaw, sesame seeds topped with a special sauce. Kim says that she just wants to offer several popular Asian flavors under one roof and make healthy meals using market produce that are good for the soul.
By calling it Yellow Fever, we wanted to embrace all things Asian culture and Asian food. And you cannot go fresher than California Farmers Market. And the idea is to encourage people to grab whatever is in season, whether it's asparagus or eggplant. Just cook it and mix a bowl and make it.
Kim now has 3 restaurants. The closest one to Torrance is located at 24416 Crenshaw Boulevard. One woman visited the Torrance Memorial Wall to not only celebrate Memorial Day, but to see her brother's name for the very first time. Reporter Louis Tran was there and tells us more.
Over 100 veteran names were read aloud and each life remembered.
Clint Brown.
At the 5th annual reading of the Names Memorial Day service in Torrance.
Truly remarkable, and I'm just honored to be a part of the event.
These are people who, like I say, gave the ultimate sacrifice in defense of our freedom.
People across the South Bay gathered to give their respects to those who had given their lives in the line of duty. For Pam Carpenter, this was the first time she came out to honor her brother.
It means so much to me today.
Carpenter's brother, Norman Wenzel, served in the Navy Seabees as a construction man and sacrificed his life during the Vietnam War. Since his passing, Carpenter has not attended a memorial event. But this year, a new discovery led her to this memorial.
I never acknowledged Memorial Day because I didn't want to go through that.
A few days before the event, Chris Ackerman researched the names on the wall and discovered the family connection between Wenzel and Carpenter.
This was the most amazing journey I've been on.
It was perfect timing. I needed that. I want to say his name, Norman Wenzel.
The memorial wall was created in 2002 to recognize Torrance veterans that have served in the armed forces. The wall includes 146 names that have fought in different wars. This includes World War I, the Vietnam War, and even the Iraq War.
It's hard to put words to it because it's so powerful.
Carpenter aims to create a new family tradition and visit the wall each year in hopes to celebrate her brother's commitment and love he had for his community.
I want to let people know that he existed and he was a wonderful person.
For Torrance CitiCABLE, I'm Louis Tran.
Thanks, Louis. The Torrance Historical Society researched the names on the wall each year in hopes of connecting families and friends. To get involved, visit their website for more information. Local business took a day to recognize child poverty. Doc Magic employees came together to support the 4th annual United States Red Nose Day fundraising campaign. Everyone at the office proudly wore red clown noses. The Red Nose Initiative launched to bring people together to have fun, raise money, create awareness, and help change the lives of children living in poverty. Red Nose Day, started by the nonprofit organization Comic Relief Inc. Globally, the event has raised over $1 billion since its launch in the UK. DocMagic Inc. is the leading provider of fully compliant loan document preparation, compliance, e-sign, and e-delivery solutions for the mortgage industry. The company also participates in other charitable events and community service activities throughout the year. And another local business is bringing entrepreneurs from abroad to the South Bay. Pelican Products, headquartered in Torrance, is sponsoring a pilot program that will bring 6 UK-based entrepreneurs to Torrance. The week-long program is in conjunction with Global Welsh, an organization that aims to connect Welsh business members across the globe. Pelican recorded $400 million in sales in 2016. The company has acquired a half dozen or so companies in the last decade. Applications are now open for the program. The owner of John's Fashion Boutique celebrated her 50th birthday with a special event at her store. The 5.0 Fashion Affair was hosted by owner Pascal Storms. She says the event is another way for her to get to know her customers even better. Pascal, who first opened the store in December of 2016, says she's always loved fashion and decided to celebrate this milestone with a mini boutique bash. The event featured LB jewelry, essential oils, and Reiki readings. John's Fashions feature modern, contemporary pieces of various brands. Customers also get Pascal personalized styling touches when they come into her store.
I love how personal Pascal is, the owner, and she just styles you just in ways you wouldn't even think. And it's fun. It's a neighborhood, cute little boutique store.
But I first came in here through my friend, and I had no fashion sense whatsoever, and she's been helping me feel good about myself and about clothes and fashion. She helps you feel special.
John's is located at 1223 El Prado Avenue in downtown Torrance. You can also find her at johns.store on Instagram. West High School students were honored for their hard work in the classroom and out in the community. More than 90 students were recognized at the West High CSF Seal Bearer Reception Ceremony, acknowledging students with the Seal Bearer status. This includes those who maintained a 3.5 GPA or higher and were active 2 semesters or more in volunteering and tutoring. Seal Bearers received a Certificate of Excellence and a gold graduation cord that they get to wear during graduation.
It's really great to get this recognition. It's just a cherry on top. I really enjoyed volunteering. Being a part of CSF was really fun, especially being on the background with the board for 2 years.
The member had to do, we had to find events, and as a membership coordinator, I worked with ASB, which is the student body representative, and I was also an ASB member this year. So I was basically like the bridge between CSF and ASB, because the club relationship between the student body and clubs are very important.
CSF is a tutoring and volunteering organization founded by Charles F. Seymour. More than 200 community service events in the South Bay have been arranged by CSF. The club has more than 350 members. If you're looking for a job in healthcare, a local hospital may be the place for you. Providence Little Company of Mary Medical Center was recently recognized as one of the best places to work in healthcare in 2018, making it the only hospital in the South Bay region to win this honor. Providence was one of 8 hospitals in the state to be recognized. Modern Healthcare selected the program and identifies outstanding employers in the healthcare industry nationwide. An extensive employee survey was performed before selections were made. Providence will be honored at a special gala in September. Well, that does it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.